What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Kara Corey here, and for today's recipe I am going to blend together two of the most amazing things, and I don't know why I've never done this before, but for today's recipe we're going to do a version of overnight oats, which are one of my favorites. In our overnight oats we're going to blend together some coffee and some oats, obviously, with some whey protein to make a creamy kind of tiramisu overnight oatmeal. This is gonna be perfect for me first thing in the morning because I'm a coffee lover, I'm a caffeine addict, but this is a great way for me to kind of have a great post-workout meal. It's gonna be high in protein, it's gonna be a good source of fiber, and it's also gonna give me a little boost, just a little boost from the caffeine that we're gonna add to it. And this coffee flavor is just gonna soak in there and make it taste like a delicious Italian tiramisu dessert. So to get started, I'm just gonna use this large measuring cup to kind of blend and mix everything in. I really enjoy for overnight oats, obviously, this is gonna need to go in your fridge overnight. I always like to use a mason jar for my overnight oats, so I've got that on hand. But we're first gonna mix everything in our measuring cup. So the ratio that I'm gonna use is going to be 3/4 a cup of oats. I only happen to have on hand the quick oats, but I do really prefer the whole oats if you've got like the long old-fashioned oats. That's what I'm looking for. The old-fashioned oats I like just because they're a little thicker. I think they're just better for an overnight oat to absorb everything, but do what you gotta do with what you got on hand. Okay, so for 3/4 a cup of oats, I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of cashew milk. You can play around with this ratio depending on how thick you like your overnight oats, which I tend to like mine a little bit thicker. 1/2 cup of our unsweetened cashew milk going in the oats. All right, for protein, I'm going to use today the vanilla ice cream in the all natural isolate. If you guys have on hand the Snickerdoodle MTS Whey, I realize that's not sold anymore, but that would be perfect for that tiramisu flavor. But if not, just use your vanilla ice cream, or if you've got the MTS birthday cake, that would be another great one. And I'm gonna use a full scooper of the vanilla. With what we've got in there, I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it up right now because I don't want the protein to start getting clumpy on me. Now for coffee options, if you guys have like a powdered instant coffee, you could use that as well. I just happen to have on hand this cold brew iced coffee concentrate in vanilla. So I'm gonna go ahead and add 3 tablespoons of the cold brew. That's gonna give me a nice jolt first thing Monday morning, which I always need a little extra kick. And again, I'm just gonna stir this up as I go along. Next, to add the like creaminess of tiramisu, I'm gonna use a 0% Fage Greek yogurt, and I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of that. You could even do cream cheese if you don't have Greek yogurt on hand. That would work too. Or even cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, anything like that will get the job done. And with coffee, smells delicious. Now that's most of our wet ingredients. Next, for seasonings, if you will, I am going to add a crank of my Himalayan pink salt. 2 cranks. Then to give it that dessert type flavor, we're gonna add some baking vanilla or pure vanilla extract to it. I'm just gonna eyeball this and add like a 1/2 teaspoon in there. Perfect. And then lastly, I am going to add in the mix just a little sprinkle of Saigon cinnamon. And then we're gonna go ahead and stir that up. It smells really good. So next, you're just gonna wanna pour into whatever container you're gonna leave it in the fridge overnight. Go ahead and pour your mixture in there. This is why I like using the liquid measuring cup, because it's already got your little lip on it. That makes it easier to pour it in there. And it is a little bit like thinner right now of a consistency, and that's where the chilling process is key to thicken it up. So this makes a pretty good portion size. It almost fills one of these mason jars. The last step to this, and you can actually do this first thing in the morning, but just for sake of this video, the final essence to the tiramisu is adding just a little bit of cocoa on top. Normally in the dessert there's like shaved pieces of chocolate, so an easy substitute would just be adding, like, you could add some cocoa nibs on top, but I'm just gonna use the Hershey's Cocoa, the Special Dark, and I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this on top, maybe like a half teaspoon. And it's that easy. That is why I love overnight oats recipes. It's so simple. When you're sick of your typical eggs or protein shake for breakfast, this is always a nice alternative because you actually get a very filling meal that combines all your protein, carbs, and fat into one. There's not really much fat in this though, actually, so I lied a little bit there. You can add some fat to it though. Add a little fat to it if you want. Add a little heavy cream to this if you really want to get that creamy, true tiramisu type flavor from this. But you're gonna wanna go ahead, close this up, chill it overnight, and all you have to do is grab it in the morning with a spoon and you're good to go. People ask all the time whether I eat it cold or warm, and I prefer it cold. It's nice and thick. You can heat it up if you want. I just prefer it chilled. So that's gonna be today's recipe, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, be sure to tag me on the Instagram if you want. If you make this and enjoy it, tag me at Karakorey Fit Life. Be sure to head over to tigerfitness.com and get all your supplement needs there. Shipping is titties. It comes super quick, no complaints there. So make sure you head over, get your whey, get your Provitam, all your goods there, and I will see you guys in the next video.